What?
On my YouTube.
6 minutes until showtime.
You're into the rift.
I don't want to. That's why I said I gotta pay attention. I didn't even realize that.
Ding dong.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? How you doing? Listen, I don't want to see any more freaking house calls, all right, lady?
It goes perfectly with story time.
We're live. We are live.
Hello. It goes perfect with story time.
So,
Perfectly.
making Michelle the day after Christmas do her maiden voyage on the bus. What? She has no choice.
I have a little bit, yeah. To wet my whistle as I tell my story.
Oh, go to the new place.
No.
I'm confused.
Taking her on a bus trip.
Just on a bus?
Just on a bus.
Oh,
We can go to the mall.
You've not been on a bus?
Neither have I.
5 minutes
We're never
until
gonna have a
showtime.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I grew up with cars.
I don't remember I don't know the prices nowadays, but...
Alright, I wanted to try to switch everything over to YouTube, so we have to let Facebook peeps know that this is where they need to come.
Yes.
I'm trying to think here.
Let me share this link now.
It says live now with Susan.
I know, chat here. I know, but...
It's so good.
What, you're gonna handle that and I'll handle YouTube? I'm trying to get everybody over there. Hold on.
I'll go back and forth.
Alright.
I got this.
Alright.
I'll find a way. Yeah, Elvis Presley. Yeah, Mark made my Aircast a Chevy. The Chevy Aircast.
4
And it has
minutes until showtime.
Yeah, Pep Boys racing sticker in the back. Beat shop. Ah, damn, look at all my blonde that looks on this thing. One of my pals like, you wear that black gray hair, you know. I look better as a blonde. People believe me better as a blonde too. Because I definitely fit the blonde criteria.
Yes, I'm trying to share it to...
Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes, we can.
All righty.
All right, I'm going to transition and make us live. All right. Come on. Can you, like...
See the tree.
3 minutes until showtime.
Okay. Oh, hello on Facebook. Well, hello everybody. As you can see, I have the restream chat box up.
Yeah.
So, wanted to say hello. So, Stephanie will be bouncing back and forth. We're trying to switch over to YouTube. So, the link is there for everybody to see. So, bounce on over to YouTube and chat with us. Stephanie will be bouncing back and forth to let everybody know how to find us.
Yeah, because I can't see any chat room stuff, guys. So just if there's any questions or anything, let me know.
The piece de la resistance with the story time isn't going to be able to see anything, so.
I'm gonna see how your creative visualization work is there, Mr. Frog Prince Chiquita Banana.
2 minutes until showtime.
It was part of the when she scheduled it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There they are. I see all the ladies.
Hey, Kathy.
All the single ladies. Oh, I hear Beyonce's song when I hear that.
Yeah, I know, nasty habit, but
Somebody's got to do it. Smoking cigarettes.
I'm proud of myself. The entire time I was gone, literally, I had like one. Awakening the Unknown from YouTube. Hello, how is everyone doing today?
1 minute until showtime.
1 minute to your massive. This is Michelle's baby. This is her baby. I get to be the troublemaking, goofy sidekick today.
Interesting.
You get to join me.
That makes you the serious one, Steph.
She has to be serious. I'm Michelle. That's Susan today. Stephanie can bounce back and forth.
Yes, yes.
That's Susan today. Yep. Today, my name is Susan Swanbeck. And I'm going to be telling you all a little story. No, we'll get into it as we get into it. But now I'm like hot in here.
14 seconds.
Yeah.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
This is Susan Swanbeck, CEO of the ATU Network. This work is protected by Creative Commons license.
For the next 2 fun-filled hours, get ready to learn something new, be inspired, enlightened, spooked, helped, laugh, cry, and be awakened. And now, your host of Awakening the Unknown. You never know what these two will be up to next.
Free now.
So please welcome Susan Swanbeck and Michelle Sullivan.
And Stephanie Pereira.
Stephanie!
Wow. Okay, I am over on YouTube here, people. I got the restream chat enabled. Stephanie's working on both different things, and so this is going to be a fun night. Now, this is the gist of it. We're going to start off with my little adventure today.
Yes, we got to tell everyone about your adventure.
Well, my car left today. And I was brave. Thank you to Christy, by the way. I spoke my mind about every issue that I've had with that car and the amount of time that it spent more time in the shop or the driveway because I can't take it anywhere than anything else. So I took care of that. So my son said, well, let's go to Walmart on the bus. And I kept putting them off. You know me. I just like, I've never been on a bus. So
I never have either, Steffi.
I took the maiden voyage on the city buses, and the seats are not cold like they used to be, but I was younger. And they're warm, they're comfortable. Everybody was so polite. I was so relaxed. And it was like, hey, I've got my freedom still. So I had to share that with everybody. It was absolutely amazing. But today's show, you guys might get a little confused. Yeah.
Who's getting confused?
They're gonna. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because you're Susan, and I'm Michelle tonight. So, this is Michelle's baby. Michelle put this together. It's a show she wants to do. She's doing all the explaining, and I'm just going to sit here and ask everybody if they've got their Christmas quackish on.
She's good.
Yeah. Everybody's sending their most creative description of their quackish today. And
No. That's my job. That's my job. I got to ask about the quackish today. You got to be the serious one, and you're going to tell me you're going to mute my mic.
Okay, I am going to mute your mic. I'll tell Stephanie to mute your mic. I'll be like,
without further ado,
hey,
Michelle Sullivan, a.k.a. Susan Swanbeck today.
Oh, yeah, a.k.a.
To all you, I'm just going to have fun.
I really wanted to talk about creative visualization, and especially for newbie people learning how to meditate, learning how to visualize, learning how to manifest things, learning how to actually activate that imagination button. Is that the big flute?
I'm you today. I'm causing trouble. Keep going. You have to
Okay.
focus
I'm
like
like,
I do.
if she starts whipping out anything battery operated, mute her mic, all right, Steph? She can't mute my mic today.
No, but you're me today. Keep going. You're serious. I'm not.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh my, she is just hilarious. She's worse than I am, Stephanie. She really, she's measuring Stephanie now. Hopefully it's not for your coffin.
Oh my.
That's good because, to me, this is actually something that's like really, really close to my heart. And it not only because it helps people with problems with visualization and adults and children alike. Like I have my son who's autistic. I have my son who's Asperger's syndrome, and for children who are so very literal, it's hard for them to imagine things, how to visualize things, how to.
You need lipstick.
I need lipstick.
You need lipstick. Here you go. You too. You need lipstick. Sorry, go ahead.
So I figured I'd teach everybody today, young and old alike, how to actually learn to train your mind by the use of storytelling and how to build up your imagination and your powers to manifest things. Right? And that's Bear, the Instagram star, by the way, who agrees with me. Bear.
There.
She's
trying to manifest here.
I'm trying to manifest, Bear. I can't manifest with you doing that. Hey.
And there's a ripple effect.
This means the dogs are getting really excited about story time. Okay?
Okay, well, you
So
talk.
everybody needs to go put on your robes, get all nice and comfy, put on your PKs, everybody. Okay? There you go. I want everybody comfortable. But when I start reading my story, because I'm not only just going to keep reading the story straight through, I'm going to stop you, and we're going to work on imagining what exactly. Hello, quiet on the visualization and imagination front.
Also the dogs.
That was meant for them, yes, the majority. Two-legged and four-legged, by the way. Okay, and Bear, the Instagram star. So if you have children at home, and it's okay to listen to tonight's show, it's a very, it's a universal tale that I'm going to read you that if you're the age of 90 to the age of 2 or 3, you've already heard a version of this story.
What if they're 91?
What is it?
What if they're 91?
91, they also will know the story.
Okay. 92?
95 and below,
Okay.
maybe.
Just checking. Story time begins.
All right. Well, first off, I want to start with, I don't know if you guys can see the copy of this book. Let me know if I need to move it more or anything.
No, it's good.
Okay.
Frog Princess. Frog Prince.
The Frog Prince by the Grimm brothers.
Okay.
And so that's why I say it's a story that's been it's common. It's a story that everybody knows. The kiss from the princess and the frog prince, and we've all heard of like the version of the fairy tale of it, pretty much. Okay, but today our plan is going to be to learn how to actually visualize the pages of this book in our minds, so we learn how to manifest and use that type of power to manifest to make all of your things, all your life happenings, all of your spells, all of your, your good wishes to the world, all of your hopes and blessings. Learn how to actually put them out there and manifest and make your life happen and be happy. All starts with, believe it or not, learning how to manifest, learning how to visualize, and learning, more importantly, how to picture in your head in your mind's eye.
But
what-
how? How do we do that?
Well, I can't do fancy meditating like you, bro. I can't do that. I had to learn how to shut off my brain.
Uh-huh.
And I think that the easier way for me to learn what the brain was supposed to really be like when it was like not listening to all kinds of extra stuff was to listen to a story, and that would blank my mind out, and all I would see in my head is the story. And so you take that a step further, and you take that into visualizing what the story and what the pictures of the story are in your head. Because that's how you're going to
so
learn.
everybody out there that does have like young children or grandchildren around right now, you bring them up because we're getting close to story time. And what I want everybody to do, as Michelle is saying, is I want you to picture the entire story as she reads it.
Mm-hmm.
I already can tell you what my prince will look like, but I want you to read the story first.
Right. And we're gonna take it step by step, because for the simple fact of how many times has anybody ever tried to imagine a frog in their mind's eye?
I used to get them when I was a kid.
Okay.
Can you imagine what a frog in your mind's eye looks like? Everybody thinks they know what a frog looks like, right?
Some people are seeing the chat box.
Yeah, they're supposed to.
Yeah, I think.
Hello?
Hold on a second. They want it smaller?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, because they don't need to, well, if they want to.
Smaller? Like.
No, sorry, go ahead. I'm just changing something.
Okay.
That's all.
All right.
There you go. Okay.
So,
Is that better?
can everybody, all good, guys? Everybody
all good? All right. Made that smaller for you.
The slippers and pajamas and blankies and your favorite kitties around. So I'm going to take it step by step here, and we're going to start the story of the Frog Prince. Okay. And I'm going to, if you guys can't see the pages, let me know. Because I am going to try to show you as I go along.
Okey-doke.
Okay. And this is the classic fairy tale story that the Grimm brothers wrote. Many, many, many versions over the years have been told. And it is The Frog Prince. Okay. Let's see. I want to make sure everyone can see what I got here going on here. Okay. And this is,
so it's a lake, beautiful mountains, beautiful trees, kind of a bluish green sky, very blue waters.
Looks like there might be some snow on top of the mountain.
Yeah, there could be snow on the peak of the mountains, so that's what you're visualizing right now.
right. Because right now you're visualizing, before getting into the story, the setting where you imagine the story to take place. So I want even if it takes you closing your eyes, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to try to imagine a place where you believe in your mind's eye this story is going to take place. Because every story will be different according to where they put their setting.
I got it.
Can you see it? What do you see, Sue?
I can picture it to the point where I can smell a very nice, like, not breeze, but it's pleasant and almost like you can smell the snow from the top of the mountains.
That's what you're visualizing your story. Stephanie, what do you see when you picture where the story is taking place?
Yeah, it kind of looks like it's cold setting. That's how I got like a cold setting.
Yeah.
A cold setting, okay.
Like it's beautiful image. Like I can see the beauty in the landscaping in this place, but it definitely looks like winter's ready to come.
Mm-hmm. All right, so everyone out there, I want you guys all to try to visualize your setting for where your story is going to take place. Because on the next page, We're going to start our story, but I want you all to take a good look at the pages first. Do I need to move it anywhere more over to the left or right?
No, I can see one page. And then if
Okay.
you move it over, I'll be able to see the other page. There you go. Okay, it looks like a king, a queen, and princesses, and all playing with a maypole.
You see them playing with the maypole.
Yep.
Okay. Now, when you look at this page and you close your eyes, can you see them playing in your mind? Just like you saw on the pages of the book.
They're weaving in and out of each other to down the maypole.
Got a cigarette?
Weaving up and down. Okay. Stephanie, when you close your eyes, can you picture what comes out to you from this page here? Boo Bear. Oi. Shh. Sorry.
I see the red seems to stick out a lot to me, and I feel like he's maybe teaching his girls how to play the game. Like you can tell he's the patriarch, and he's, you know, giving his wisdom upon, but having fun in a fun way.
All right. Awesome. Keeping those pictures of what you have in your mind, okay? I'm going to read the story on this page, and I'm going to ask you.
Whoops. Sorry.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to read the story, and I want you to see if that picture you have in your mind, if it changes once you hear the story, and what objects actually stick out for you in your mind's eye. Okay? Because you're activating your creative part of your brain. The part of your brain that sees those colors and pictures. So I'm going to start reading the story. And then this page is the very first page of the story of the Frog Prince. Okay? We've established already a setting and what the story looks like in your mind's eye. Okay?
Yep.
All right. So, once in olden times, when wishes still had power, there lived a king. All of his daughters were beautiful, but the youngest was the loveliest of them all. The sun itself, which sees so much, was dazzled when its light shone on her face. Close to the king's castle was a great dark forest. In that forest, under an ancient lime tree, was a well. Okay? Now, we're breaking it down one step at a time here, guys, as the story starts going. Now, did that coincide with anything you imagined in your mind's eye about the story?
Yeah, I mean, we clearly envision the family. It's obvious daughters.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't quite zone in on how the age difference was, but that makes sense.
And in your mind's eye, you see the sun shining down on a very beautiful young lady playing with her sisters in the garden. Can you see the picture of that in your mind's eye?
Yes.
Am I going too fast for everybody in the chat room?
Nope, not at all.
Okay. Because you can't stop me anytime. Because now I'm going to do one of these things. Okay? Did anybody notice the two animals on that page?
This is a dog.
Yeah.
There's something off to the left. I thought I was looking at something kind of.
What do you think an animal being?
Huh?
What do you think that animal is? What do you think that animal is to the left of the page, Stephanie? What do you see as that animal being in your mind?
Well, I didn't really. unfortunately, I mean, I seen it quickly, so that was kind of why I kind of like, to me, I was going to look at it a little bit more, but I definitely caught it there. To me, well, I don't know.
Just what you imagine it to be in your mind. There's no right or wrong. It's what you imagine it to be. And I'll explain that to you in a second line.
All right, it looked a little gray to me, so that's why I'm kind of like thinking it might be like eroded, or maybe even gray. I wouldn't say snake, but to me that's the kind of vision I got.
Like a gray rat-looking thing on the side.
Yes.
And you envisioned a dog. Right?
I seen a dog behind the ball.
She was right. Why was that dog significant to you, Sue, right now?
Because I got one coming.
Yes. It's something you've manifested many times in your brain, right?
Yep.
It's easy to see the dog, right? Oh. It's easy to see the dog in your mind's eye.
Yep.
So, I'm trying to show an example of what we're aiming for, guys. Now, Stephanie looked for, right? She saw a rat or like a snake creature, right?
What is it?
A bird.
It's a bird. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bird with a plume.
It's a peacock.
Thank you.
Peacock. Oh my god.
All I can see is a plume.
I can
Right.
see, like, I like from here to me, it's like see, even right now, I don't see colors of peacock, but now that I can see the tail going, I can definitely see the peacock.
Yes.
So now, if you close your eye, can you envision that peacock in your mind?
Oh, yeah.
Clear as day now, right?
Yep.
Okay. And these are the little tricks you're going to want to work with even your children. You're going to want to take even a child as young as a year and a half. You can ask them, what color is the ball that you see in your mind? This ball is yellow. Right.
It's always purple to me.
What was the purple ball? What color purple ball? What color purple ball do you have, Steph? What kind of ball do you have, Steph?
I would say yellow.
I knew you were going to say that. What about you guys out there? What color balls are you picturing? What color is the ball that, like, say, the dog's playing with to you?
Let's take a minute now. I want to see if everyone's on the same page before I move on. Did anybody envision a beautiful young lady like the story told? And what does she look like, that beautiful young daughter? The loveliest of the lovely, the fairest of the fair in your mind's eye. That only the sun would shine only upon her. Can you guys see someone like that in your mind's eye?
All right, did everybody see that?
And it's a very simple exercise once you start even working with your kids with this, because you can take even a simple book as the Dr. Seuss book and take them through. Can you see the color red in your mind's eye? Or can you see the color blue in your mind's eye? It's teaching the kids imagination and creativity and creative visualization because visualization, as we all know, is the keystone of meditation. Visualizing and manifesting what you want. Did anybody else notice, like, what did anybody else see for an animal on that page? Anybody notice a different animal?
Let's see if anybody responds in the chat on Facebook now. Did anyone see something different when they were imagining the animals on the picture?
Well, some people could be listening and not viewing too, so...
Right.
Yeah, that piece would be...
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Here's another important thing that's a really key part of learning how to manifest things in your life. And that is learning how to manifest night or day in your mind's eye. Okay? So Before I even turn to another page, we're familiar with the setting on this page. Can anybody tell me what time of day it is?
Twilight.
Now, what tells you that, Sue?
The sky is a little darker and lighter at the bottom, darker at the top. So coming from a photography point of view, it's close to twilight. It's getting darker.
So in your mind's eye, you're seeing twilight time.
Yeah.
And Stephanie, how about you, hon?
I don't know. With the sun shining like that, I would think it would be more earlier in the day. But then maybe to me, I'm still seeing that darkness come over that gloomy winter feel, and it's still there. I'm not sure.
Perfect example of how everyone visualizes and manifests things in their mind differently from the exact same picture. Sue actually is right from a photographer's perspective, though, because the moon is still out now.
Yeah, that's what's throwing me off.
Yeah, I didn't see the moon. I just looked at the coloring going down. Evening time. Somebody said evening, which is twilight. Yes.
Exactly.
Yep.
And the moon. Now, if you close your eyes, everyone hopefully can think of what a moon looks like and see a moon in their mind's eye. Yeah. So
I cheated. I've seen it close up on the camera.
That's right. You know what one looks like very, very well.
Yes.
Now, for the younger children, what is the most predominant shape on these two pages?
I don't think the younger children can text.
Well, you'll be my example children. What's the most predominant shape you guys see on this page?
The rectangle, or I don't know. To me, it's a rectangle.
I see circles everywhere.
Yeah, then the circles. But I see a big, like...
Yeah. I see circles everywhere. Circles with the balls. Circles with the way the family circled around the pole. Circles in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
That's the circles.
So even for the younger children, you know, this is something that you can take a book and point out to them and say, okay, can you see a circle in your mind?
Right.
And start them young and start them learning how to use their creativity. And I don't know about you guys, but I still can't even draw the correct circle. My circles, even in my head, are all wobbly. We're going to go to the next page. Okay. Now, this is creative visualization, so I'm going to show you what each page looks like before I read you the story.
Mark's open. Yeah, I gotta keep talking during this. I'm sorry, because it's radio. People are not gonna understand what's going on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna describe to those people that are listening right now what it is that I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing is two sides of a forest. One side of the forest is kind of dead, and the other side is still living. So what I'm getting is like a good and bad on the same page. So there's like good and bad and everything. There's a fox. Of course, the trees are going to hide the sunshine coming through, so it is going to appear a lot darker.
Deeper into the darkness. And I just want to say, I'm already seeing the triangular shape of the text block, if you will.
Good job. Exactly.
Yeah.
See, and that's why I say it's something that you can definitely start teaching young children, because it's colors you could point out.
Right. I was just going to tell you, it gives you that touch of green to still give you that,
exactly,
you know, liveness to the trees and stuff like that, but a lot of dark, deep browns and stuff in between to show the aging process and how dark that next chapter or section of the forest might be.
Mm-hmm. And now you just close your eyes. How much of that can you envision in your mind's eye? No cheating. How much can you envision on your mind's eye? I want you guys to be able to picture the color that you saw on the page.
browns, greens, some light greens, triangles, the white triangle, of course. She had on, I think, a pink dress, it looked like, in the background. The fox was kind of a rusty reddish color.
I didn't even see the fox.
Yeah, so there was a fox before the tree. Some of the trees are like dead and old, so they're kind of like cut off. So, yep.
Steph, that's how you know she's really darn good at manifesting, because she knows how to see things in her mind's eye. Let's look and see how many things did you get correct? A lot.
It's a photography thing.
It's a learning how to see that in your mind's eye, manifesting those things. It's manifesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And now we're going to do like I did before. I'm going to read you the story. Trying to get it to you guys quickly here. Often on hot summer days, the king's youngest daughter would wander into the forest and sit down on the edge of the cool well. Then, to pass the time, she would play with a golden ball, throwing it into the air and catching it again. She loved this toy. It was her special treasure. But one day, she failed to catch the ball when it fell. It hit the ground and bounced straight into the water. Okay? Now, when you close your eyes to that, can you guys, what are you picturing first and foremost that jumps off into your mind's eye about that passage in the book?
Well, when a ball actually drops into the water, depending on the type of ball it is, and I'm sure it's pretty much not a tennis ball, the balls were made out of different material, but back then, but what I see is the bobbing of the ball and the circular part of the water from where the ball actually contacted the water.
Mm-hmm.
I am actually seeing her on the edge of the well, and I can see the stone and the moss, like the overgrowth on the actual well where she is right now. That's what I'm seeing. Her kind of like grabbing it, like saying, "Oh."
See, I'm more focused on the ripple effect of the ball.
See, and I love that because you're both right. You're both right, okay? Now, here's another question, okay? Since Sue brought it up, she noticed the young lady in the background. When you close your mind's eye, how do you see this young lady as far as her appearance goes? What does she look like to you, this young lady? I want everyone out there to try to close their eyes and now envision the young princess and what she looks like to you, the king's youngest daughter, and what she looks like to you.
Long blonde hair, pink dress, shoes. She's kind of pale in features, kind of like an oval face, a small petite nose, maybe blue to greenish eyes, dainty but yet sturdy at the same time.
What do you see, Steph?
So I'm definitely seeing like I would go with a light brown, like a in between the blonde and the brown. I definitely got like a green eye, and I feel like for some reason she's in purple instead of pink. I don't know.
See, Stephanie's princess in her mind's eye looks different than Susan's princess.
Yep.
Now, to all of you out there in the chat room, can you guys now look at the screen, look at Stephanie, and look at Sue, and say, and I want you to tell them exactly in the chat room who they just described, guys.
Fair hair, blonde, and slim is what they say in the chat room.
Yes.
That's what they're seeing.
That's what they see. That's what they're seeing. Awesome. So everyone is seeing the mind's eye of the typical blonde-haired princess, young girl. As Sue described, pale. I love that. Pale and pasty. No, I'm just kidding. But here we go. This is the next page now of our story, everyone. I'm going to show you.
I seen the ripples of water, I guess, beforehand. Oops, sorry.
And look where she is.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Wow, we're both right.
Whoa.
And this is the classic story the Grimm brothers have been telling you. We've all psychologically known in the back of our minds for decades, and this is what it looked like, guys.
I've never heard
I've
this.
never
I've never heard this story ever.
You've never heard the story of the Frog Prince?
No.
Oh, you guys are gonna
love
love
like a fairy tale, not like this particular fairy tale story, but I've heard them say, you know, the girl finds the frog and kisses him and he becomes a prince. But
No,
I've
never heard that.
this-
No, I've never heard that because, see, my father couldn't read.
Oh.
So when I was growing up, just to let you guys know a little funny story, it was the Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig.
Yes.
So every story was all mixed up and funny.
Yeah.
That was just my dad. That's just who he was. So whose head's in the corner of the camera there?
But this one kind of like you were saying, the
ripple.
everyone's least afraid of
Wow.
kissing the
That's
frog
awesome.
and the prince. You ready? Are you ready, everybody?
Yep.
Okay. The princess gazed down into the depths, but the ball had quite disappeared. The well was so dark and deep that you could not tell what lay under the surface. Behave, Sue!
There.
Behave, Sue!
Kind of looks like it's pink and purple, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it does. It's pink and purple.
Sorry, we're just so amazed right now
It's
that we
pink
made
and
that
purple.
image. Like what we said.
So
is
it's
like
both.
right
Evidently,
now
it looks like a
right now.
pink dress and she has on a purple shawl.
Yeah.
See, we got this.
All day.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are too funny. The well was so dark and deep that you could not tell what lay under the surface. She began to cry. Her sobs grew louder and louder and louder, filling the air with noise. She felt as if nothing could comfort her. Suddenly, she heard a voice. "Princess," it said, "whatever is the matter? Your howling could move the heart of a stone." Where did the voice come from? She looked around and saw a frog poking his big, ugly head out of the water. "So, it was you speaking just now, old water splasher. Why am I crying? I'll tell you. My golden ball fell down the well, and I've lost it now forever." "I can help you," said the frog. "But what will you give me if I bring back your plaything?" "Of course," the princess answered. "Whatever you want, dear frog," said the princess. My finest clothes, my finest jewels, even my golden crown." "Oh, I don't want clothes and jewels, things of that kind," said the frog. "But I would like some love and affection. Now, if you promise to let me be your special friend and playmate, if you let me sit beside you at the dinner table, eat from your golden cup and plate, and sleep in your little bed with you, if you promise me these small things, I will dive down and bring back your golden ball." "Yes, yes," said the princess. "I'll promise whatever you want, if only you bring back my lovely ball." But she thought to herself, "This creature is talking nonsense. It's a frog. It lives in the water with frogs. How can it come to court and behave as if it were human?" The frog, though, only heard the promise. He nodded, then dived down deep into the well. After a while, he swam to the surface with the golden ball in his mouth and shook it out onto the grass.
That's one big mouth frog. Sorry.
And I was just going to ask you two, how do you envision in your mind's eye your frog looks
Yeah, he's
like?
got one big mouth.
Yeah, he's a big fellow.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Right? Boy, look how that princess looks now. Poor thing.
Oh wow.
She looks like as if somebody saw a ghost and they weren't too
Yeah,
happy
like
about
because
it.
the frog is talking to her, and
Yeah.
she's just not.
But yet she's talking back to the frog.
Yes, she is. Curiosity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now the most predominant shape was a ball. And so the story talks a lot about the shape of a ball because for younger children as well,
Yeah.
you can teach them, even with a child with a book that is, you would think for older children, obviously it's not a Dr. Seuss book, it needs to be read to the children, but you can make it an interactive lesson in them learning the shapes in their mind's eye, which definitely makes manifesting and meditation a lot easier later on. Now, did we all forget what it was like to sit and listen to a story, though, guys? Just real quick. Anybody who's actually listening to the story and doing the exercises, are you thinking about your bills that have to get paid? Are you thinking about Christmas? Are you thinking about waking up early, going to work tomorrow?
No.
Or is your mind's eye creating a story in your head where the rest of the world is now faded away? Because I want you guys to remember that feeling, because that's what you want to achieve when you're meditating. Right, too?
Yep, definitely. You got to start somewhere,
this is
and
definitely to help
by
train.
exactly what you're doing is you're visualizing a story, which actually teaches you how to visualize the things that people talk about in meditation and manifestation. This is the beginning step, something you can work with in order to teach your children, your grandchildren as well.
Exactly. And even for you school teachers out there, for any of you that, or even grandmas who want to go and tell their grandchildren stories, and they want to, introduce them even to a story that, typically would it be for an older child. You can bring it down to shape and sizes and colors. Okay, you're not ever too young to have an imagination and to develop your creativity. That I believe in 100%. So I'm going to go on a little bit further with the story before I ask you a few more questions about what you're seeing in your mind's eye. But I'm going to show you the pages first. Can you guys see it?
Oh, that's a frog. Okay.
Yeah, I see him jump in.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is that something chasing him? Or is that just a rock?
No, I think that's just a rock.
Okay, I see the staircase. That's very pretty.
Yeah.
89.
I can put that away this way.
Yeah, he's following her to the castle.
Back to the castle.
Yep.
That looks like a
Back
giant
to the
wall from.
Wall of trees,
Yeah.
so to speak, and the castle. She's going back to the castle, and he's trying to follow. He's following her.
Frog. He's still jumping and hopping, right?
Yep.
Can you guys picture in your mind's eye a frog jumping and hopping? Like, add some animation to that frog you see in your mind. Is he jumping high? Is he jumping from lily pad to lily pad? But add motion to the ocean. So I'm going to continue on with the story now. Okay, I want you guys to get more of an idea of what the frog and the princess looks like for your mind's eyes, okay?
Yeah.
The princess was overjoyed to see her treasure again. Mind you, that was the golden ball. So I want you to try to see the golden ball in your mind, okay? And the princess so happy to see her golden ball again. She picked it up and rushed away. Wait, cried the frog. I can't run at that speed. Your legs are longer than mine. Because the frog is jumping. He's hopping, skipping, and jumping, trying to keep up with the princess. But his croaking calls were wasted. The princess raced on, reached the castle, and put the frog out of her mind. The poor fellow turned sadly and went back into the well. Okay. So the poor frog now hopped, skipped, and jumped back all the way to his well. Now, this is the next page in the story. Okay?
Yeah, he's still following her up to the castle.
Yes, he is. He's not giving up, that frog, is he?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
There's the ball. And a doll.
And a doll. Or is that her?
No, that's... She's up there, but there's the ball and there's a doll there just left and forgotten on the stairs.
The yellow dress, though, that's cheap.
Yeah, it's weird.
There.
Unless it's brighter over there. Princesses
Can
do
you
change
also
a lot.
see that in your mind's eye if you close your eyes and try to picture that? Aha! Okay, I'm going to read the next section. The next day, the princess sat down in her usual place at the royal dinner table, and she was about to take a cherry from her golden plate when she heard a peculiar noise. Splash, splash, flop, flop on the marble, I can't even say it with my accent, on the marble stairs.
Yep.
Something was crawling up step by step. That something reached the door and stopped. It knocked. Thud, thud. It spoke in a croaking voice. King's daughter, it said, open the door. Fearfully, the princess went to the door and peered outside. There was the frog patiently waiting. She shut the door and quickly went back to her place at the table. Oh, she was very afraid. Now, earlier we talked about the golden plates and the cups and what the princess promised to the frog. So the frog's now hopped, skipped, and jumped. So hopefully you guys have added manifesting some action and motion into your thoughts in your mind's eye. Frog's coming to dinner.
Yes, he is. It's not French frog legs either.
No.
Could be. I don't know. I've heard this story. Did he end up becoming frog legs?
I won't say, but when you see the chef, you might want to take a gander or guess on that one. So here's the next 2 pages, and I want you guys to look at that because this now gives you a picture of what the king looks like. That we had to imagine what the king looked like in the beginning of the story.
Yep, and he's still wearing that red.
Yep.
See? That's the king, and the princess at the table, and the frog.
Yeah.
Look at that. Okay.
Froggy
See the
made a
food?
mess.
You guys see any other, other than the frog, any other animals in the picture?
The dog's
Dog.
back.
You guys didn't miss the dog this time, did you? All right, we're going to go on, continue reading. Trying to get on that page there. Yep. She sat quite still, but her heart beat fast. So fast that her father noticed. Child, he said, what is the matter? Is an ogre waiting outside to carry you off? No, no, she said. It isn't an ogre. It's a nasty frog. A frog? What does he want? Her father said. Dear father, as I was playing by the well, my golden ball fell into the water. I was crying so hard that the frog offered to bring it back. Only he made me promise to let him be my playmate and sit next to me at the table. I never thought that he could leave the well and come to the palace. Now he is outside and wants to come in. At that moment, the knocking started again. Thud, 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 thud. And the listeners at the table heard these words. Child. There was a princess. Open the door. She made me a promise. I'll tell you more. A promise that she must keep. I've come for food and drink and sleep. Princess, oh princess, you cannot hide. Your frog companion waits outside. Daughter, said the king, you made a promise. It must be kept. Go and open the door. Slowly the princess did, as she was told. At once the frog hopped in and followed her footsteps to her chair. Then he called out, lift me up, princess. Do as he says, the king commanded. But as soon as she had put the frog on the chair, he leapt onto the table. Move your golden plate nearer, he croaked, and we can eat together. The princess moved the plate, but it was easy to see that she was none too happy. The frog enjoyed the dinner, but what about the princess? Every morsel stuck in the poor girl's throat. At last the frog finished his meal and spoke again. I have eaten all I want, he said. Now I am tired. Kindly carry me to your room. Put me in your silken bed and we can go to sleep. Okay. Not looking too happy, is she, this princess here? The king is keeping himself very stern father. Okay. Now, have you guys picturing the story in your head? Are you thinking about other things? Is anybody commenting about in the chat room? Is there something they want me to go back and read over again?
Nope.
No.
This is the next pages of the book. You see the princess,
Walking off to her room.
fair and golden hair, the doorway, and the stairs of the palace. Let's see what happens to the princess and the frog next.
No, she's carrying him.
The king's daughter began to cry. She was really afraid of the frog. So cold to the touch, and now he wanted to sleep in her beautiful, clean bed. But the king frowned and said sternly, if someone has helped you in time of need, you must not scorn him when this need has gone. What could she do? She picked up the frog between finger and thumb, carried him upstairs, and put him in a corner. She waited a little while. Then she went to bed. But no sooner was her head on the pillow than she heard the frog creeping along the floor. I am tired, he said. I want to sleep comfortably just as you do. Okay. So she's trying to still pull a fast one. She's still trying to not keep her word to the frog now.
Yep.
She's trying to weasel her way out.
And along the way, guys, I've had you guys imagine a lot of different things now. Can you guys close your eyes and imagine the doorway that the princess closed the door on the frog? Can you guys see the stairs that he climbed up to get back into the palace? I want you guys to try to see these different things in your head. I'm going to show you the next pages of the story.
Welcome, welcome, Mary.
Princess is not happy. Not one bit. Even at the thought of picking up the cold frog. Right? She's not happy at all. If you look at this poor girl's face in the book, she looks like she saw like a ghost. Look at her. She looks like she pooped her pants. She wasn't wearing very clean crackers by this point in the story, I don't think. Now, pick me up, or I shall tell your father, the frog said. The princess was enraged, but she dared not refuse. She picked up the frog, and then, with a rush of anger, threw him with all her might against the wall. As she did so, she cried out, "Now are you satisfied, you nasty creature?" The teacher literally picked up the frog and threw the frog and smashed the frog up against the wall. Okay? Look at that. Look at the story, guys. This is the next page of the story. Now, the frog just got thrown up against the wall. Starting to look different, right, than the frog that you all imagined in the beginning?
Yeah.
So the frog is changing, and I want you guys to see him change in your head too as well. Because the frog prince in the story is now no longer just a frog. I want you to add that to your envisionment of what a frog looks like. Okay? Can you guys see the pages all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Next part of the story. But even while he fell, an astonishing thing happened. The frog began to change his shape. He was a frog no longer, but a young and handsome prince, gazing at her with eyes that were both beautiful and kind. Okay? And I want you guys to try to envision now your frog that you saw in your mind's eye turn into what you see as a prince in your mind. I want you guys to try to see that. Everyone has their own version of what their prince looks like, guys.
Mine rides Holly.
There you go. Steph, what does yours look like?
He's tall. He's got dark hair. Pretty fit.
There you go. This is what the golden-haired princess's frog prince began to look like. Okay? And this is still for all of you that still cannot envision what the princess or the prince looks like if you guys are just like coming in now. You can start at this point right here where we're at the story and envision your version of the princess and your version of the prince. Okay? Because we want to be able to close our eyes and see this in our mind's eye.
All right, we are getting very close to the top of the hour here.
So we should stop right here, you think, and then see what happens with the story next?
Yep, we're going to have to take a pause for the cause and a short break. But we will be back right after some messages from our sponsor.
We'll be right back with more of Awakening the Unknown after a quick message from our sponsor. This episode has been brought to you by Crystal Expectations. Crystal Expectations is located at 854 Buck Ave in New Bedford, Massachusetts. They're also located on the web at crystalexpectations.org. Crystal Expectations has been in the business for 30 years. The owner, C.J. Gomes, is an expert on crystals. feng shui, and a practitioner for 40 years. Their reader, Dr. Gary Gomes, is a well-known Vedic astrologer and Swami. Both are Reiki masters, and all kinds of predictive services are offered, such as love, career, and health. And low-cost remedies are provided. They have jewelry and statues of deities from all religions, incense, candles, books, and other items reasonably priced. So visit Crystal Expectations, located at 854 Brock Ave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, or on the web at crystalexpectations.org.
Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it.
What did y'all see so far?
Hello, everybody. We are back. You
Hello,
get to
hello,
actually
everybody.
hear the rest of the story.
The rest of the story. But first, I'm going to recap. Okay? We're going to recap. Okay.
Recap.
We learned on this page.
Buddhist through that peanut butter right here. He's trying to lick.
We learned the shape round.
Yeah.
How to envision the shape round in our mind's eye.
Yeah.
We learned what our animal in our mind's eye looked like from what we saw from this page.
Yeah.
Okay. What else did we determine from this page? We determined what time of the day it was.
Yeah.
Did it look like daytime, nighttime, evening? Okay. On this page, we learned what our princess looked like.
Yes, we did.
And what the dark forest looked like in our mind's eye. Okay? We all learned how to do that. We all learned to see what a frog looked like in our mind's eye
Big mouth toad.
by the description of the frog on the next page
Yeah.
and what the princess looked like.
Yeah, I talked about the circles before the page, yeah.
Oh, and the golden ball, thanks about circles.
Yeah.
Okay? Here on this page, we tried to envision what the frog would look like in our mind's eye, actually hopping, skipping, and jumping. Trying to actually see motion in our mind's eye with that exercise there. Okay? That's actually putting our frog into action and motion in our mind's eye. Because say you're manifesting like Sue did today, freedom and travel and all that. You would manifest you walking,
I
right?
know where the desk is going.
Aha! An inspiration.
Yep.
See?
Make sure the coffee pot's real close, too.
Ooh, hook me up with an IV, girl. I'm all set.
I just said the same thing.
Yeah.
I did. I just said the same thing about an IV bag.
What did now on this page here? What did we learn to envision?
The stairs, how difficult it is for some people to actually climb up the stairs, or in my case, reach anything on a top shelf.
I feel your pain on the top shelf thing. Yeah. Again, we learned about frog in motion and seeing in our mind's eye. Okay. Here at the table, we learned what the king in our mind's eye looked like.
And that the frog is a slob.
That frog is a slob. Yeah, he's pretty messy, huh?
Reminds me of some of my kids.
Look at the dog. The dog has got a mask on, by the way. Can you see the dog?
Yeah.
That dog's on that page with a mask on, and he's on this page right here.
Yeah.
With a mask on it. Okay?
The fool's mask.
And we learned on this page here. What did we learn here?
She was unwelcoming.
She was grossed out. Totally. Definitely not a tomboy.
Definitely not. Not
No,
used to
so
hanging around with frogs.
Ew.
Right?
She's walking through a fancy hall going, ew, with the finger up.
Ew.
Ew.
Sue, how many times have you ever had to like think about manifesting hallways and doorways and going through doorways and all that in your time meditating and asking for manifestation of things? Quite a bit, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that's something that you want to practice, guys. And that
Doorways is how you go into your past lives when
okay?
you're meditating.
So you want to be able to see what that looks like, guys.
Right.
There's a method to Michelle's madness, people. I can't promise it all makes sense, though.
You can't be the mad one today. That's my job.
Now, on this page, we learned how to see the princess. Okay.
Shut up.
Okay.
Definitely not a Holly girl. Nope.
No, she's definitely not a Harley princess. She threw the frog up against the wall, so she wasn't very nice.
Nope. She's not a Holly chick.
Not a Harley chick at all. Not a Harley princess.
No.
And on this page, we envisioned our frog going through the changes. Frog.
Yeah.
Prince.
Prince.
So we all practice changing a frog into a print in our mind's eye. Okay.
Exactly.
Righty. Now we're going to continue on with the story, but I want you to take a look on these 2 pages, and I want you to tell me how many things have you already all seen before?
Basketball, trees, archway, columns, and dried leaves over the doorways. More trees, prints.
Shadows.
What is he doing? Jumping backwards? I think he's leaving and she's trying to get him now. See?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta look for what's in the heart, girly girl. You can't always go for the looks.
That's right.
Shame.
Is this story sounding like one of our very familiar stories that we kind of hear as the basis for a lot of rom-coms growing up?
Yeah.
So we learned in actuality, practicing this exercise and actually getting a copy of the book or the story, at this stage in the story, you should be able to see all of these different things in your mind's eye by now.
Right. That you should. Okay. The ball, the dog, the mask, the trees, the way they stand.
The wall of trees.
Yep, the wall of trees again. All the detailed in the artwork. Yeah, the moon, the clouds. God, that would make a good picture if it was in color.
Right? See that?
Yeah, I'm definitely running away.
Now, if you did all this and listened to the story and thought of nothing else but the story while you were listening to this story, you were actually essentially meditating. Right, Sue? That's what it feels like to meditate without any outside disturbances.
Huh.
You only focus on the story in this case, but you would normally focus on nothing but what you were actually either feeling or sensing or smelling. Okay? All right. We're on this page here. We're going to continue on now with the story.
Read away, my highness.
The king rejoiced at the news. He welcomed the prince as a husband for his dear daughter. And so the two were married. The prince had a strange tale to tell. A wicked witch had cast a spell on him. A spell that only the loveliest princess could break. Now he was free. Tomorrow, he said, we shall travel to my kingdom. Then they fell asleep. Okay, so he's happy. Okay.
The curse was lifted.
The curse
Or
was
is it?
lifted.
Just because somebody says the loveliest doesn't necessarily mean looks.
True.
Right.
The loveliest is the person with the best heart.
Mm-hmm. And in this case, even the best heart for him. Like everyone has
Exactly.
everybody for himself. Okay.
So let's see if I'm right.
All right. Now, we are getting
Close to the end.
to a different question now here in the book. We've not discussed dogs with spots before,
Nope.
Dalmatians.
Mm-hmm.
or an elderly man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. But learning what you guys have already learned before, I want you guys to see if you can see these in your mind's eye. I want you to see a dog with spots, like a Dalmatian.
Sorry, that's my... Sorry.
Go. He's looking at me like,
You see a dog
oh,
with
yeah.
spots, and you see an elderly man. Okay?
Yep.
We have not seen this in the book at all yet.
Nope, not yet.
So I want you all to take a minute and see if I want you to see 8 white horses with a white ostrich plume on their heads and trappings of all gold. At the back stood a serving man with 3 iron bands around his heart. So great had been the man's grief when his master was bewitched that he had placed the 3 bands around him to keep his heart from breaking. My faithful Henry, said the prince, and greeted him joyfully. Okay. So that's the connection now with the elderly man, the frog. A part of the book is, if you notice in the beginning, much lighter and brighter.
Yeah.
Happier times.
Yeah.
Sunshine, happy kids, happy dogs.
Yeah.
Okay. And things like this. Now, the bride and bridegroom were ready to leave for the young man's own kingdom. Faithful Henry lifted each one into the carriage, then took his place behind them. After they had driven a short distance, a sharp crack was heard. Startled, the bridegroom spoke. Henry, Henry, what's that sound? Is the carriage breaking? No, sire. 'Tis a ring that bound my heart when it was aching, but now my lord is freed and back. Joy has made the iron crack. Then a second time they heard a crack, and a third time after that. Each time the prince feared that the carriage was breaking, but no, the sound came apart. And that is the end of the story of the Frog Prince. The original story that many, many actually other stories are based on by the Grimm brothers.
And I noticed it shows the frog's integrity not to give up.
You guys essentially all just now meditated and manifest the things that you all wanted in your lives by just simply listening to the story.
Yeah.
And picturing in your head, in your mind's eye, those certain things in the story that you can now, like Sue and Stephanie were just saying, use them to manifest what you want for your own lives.
Exactly.
Okay? And you can teach your kids this by a simple Dr. Seuss book, even.
Exactly.
Starting simply with colors and shapes.
Eggs and ham.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's a lost art these days because even, it's sad, but even the kindergartens and the preschools, they don't have story times like we did as kids, where the teacher would take their time to literally, point out things like this for the children. And unbeknownst to them, they learned how to sit and listen to a story.
Right.
Imagine what a story looks like in their head. That's why it's harder and harder to find actual people who love to read these days. Because they don't know how to picture these things in their brain, in their mind's eye. So therefore, they don't know how to manifest anything in their lives.
I am a readaholic, but when I read a story, I like to take myself out of reality. So all of my stories involve vampires, werewolves. I mean, well, witches are real, but that's besides the point. All like out of a normal realm of reality, because to me, I get to travel to those places. I get to go. I get to take myself out of my life by reading a story and absorbing myself in the characters of the stories.
Right. Because in your mind, I'm sure you're seeing every chapter, every word just coming off that page.
Yep. I'm very detailed. I'm a detailed reader. When I read, I have to be able to see it. See the story as I'm reading. If I can see the story as I'm reading, I follow the author. If I cannot see the story as I read, then to me it's not worth even finishing.
Well, because manifestation is also like almost like second nature to you. So you're automatically you're seeing that, and you grew up with that love of reading, that creativity that got sparked in your imagination by a teacher along the way that read you stories that you could see.
Third grade teacher, yeah.
How many of us have grown up saying, "Whoa, I want to be a princess one day, like that princess I saw in the book"?
Yeah, I never wanted to be a princess. Sorry, not once.
So what did you envision you wanting to be?
Me?
Yes.
I was never going to be a princess. I was just not the princess type of person. I never even dreamed of it. I was a knight. Most of the time, my friend was the princess. I was the knight. I was defending everybody. It's just what I've always done. But as I got older, I was going to go to the Olympics. I was a skater for many years, but my parents couldn't afford the ice skating, so I did the roller. That didn't work. So then I went to a recording studio. I actually been in a recording studio, yes. So, you know, and after that, what was I going to do? I don't know, just find a nice guy and ride on a Harley for a while. You know? So, yeah, no, princess is one thing I've never wanted to be. Yeah.
But you were able to see yourself and manifest yourself in your mind's eye, like you saw
the knight with the sword. You guys should see my sword. I'm telling you. One of these times I'm going to show it to you.
I bet in your mind's eye that was like an epic sword. I'm telling you. I can only imagine.
I have two. One's a family sword and one's for display.
See? And I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Any questions in the chat room or any questions to me about any of that? But hopefully I didn't go too fast into the whole thing.
Another Michelle, 1L. She was a tomboy as well. That was about it.
Could she see herself as a tomboy? Did she manifest herself in her mind that way?
No, my brother wasn't manly. So somebody had to help my father. I don't know how else to put it. I'm sorry. Somebody had to go downstairs in the wood shop and help their dad. So that was me. But yet, I do that. I'd come upstairs. I'd make supper for my mother because she was working. I'd make supper for everybody, make cookies. So I could go. And that's the thing. And that's the thing I like. I could go from a 5-course meal to the back of a Harley to a campsite. Don't matter to me either way.
Versatile.
That's right. You know, go with the flow.
That's right. Even from evening gown to camping gear. That's all of the above.
Evening gown. Michelle, and Stephanie would have to tie me down for that one. And she's laughing because she knows it's true.
I tried.
They're gonna plan this now.
I have tried. I even had she had a blue one, I had a pink one, and it didn't work.
Nope.
As soon as I put it on my back, she took it off within seconds. Within seconds.
Hey, do you know what my idea of dressing up was?
What?
Okay, I had my bikie knee-high leather boots, cost about 3-inch heels, my black leather mini, my black hat, you know, my jacket and my vest. That was me. That was dressed up.
All we have to do is throw on a pair of heels. You know what I'm saying? We felt like a bomb and back
Yeah,
in
that
those
was
days.
it, you know? And then if I didn't do that, I wore my jeans. You know?
That's right,
Decent
that's
shirt,
right.
always had my leather on, always had my boots, always spike heels.
Mm-hmm.
Just my thing, you know?
And you were sexy and you were feeling good. You were confident with yourself. And
Why?
everything.
Because you didn't wear black leather mini?
No, looking at my face and my expression.
She's laughing at herself on camera now. She's manifesting.
My
She's
face.
manifesting laughter.
I'm learning to open up my
There you
so I'm
go.
watching to see how I am to correct it.
You know, that's the thing. Don't correct it.
Not online.
Here's the thing, guys. Don't correct it. Be yourself.
You don't have to correct anything.
Be true to yourself.
Yep.
Be who you are. If you want to be a bikey bitch, I hate to put it that way, like me, join the club. You want to be a Bluetooth, go see Michelle. You want to be intelligent and slightly cracked, you come over here to Steph. Either way, we all got issues.
Yep.
But you know what? We're cool with it. We have a blast.
I have no problem with my issues. I'm happy to have my issues.
Are you kidding me? Qualifications in order to be my friend is you have to be slightly cracked or a little crazy. I'm sorry. It's just one of my demanding qualifications.
I think we all have it though.
Yes.
Some people I think are afraid to express themselves because they're going to be labeled as a crazy person, and that's just.
Oh,
so
I
sad.
embrace it.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
You're nuts.
I
Yes.
know.
Yes, I am.
It's the best.
Hey, where does the new your world's invite? Somebody's having a cheese sandwich. Did you grill and toast it?
And what kind of cheese?
Yeah, what kind of cheese? Swiss, American?
Wait, somebody literally put it in the chat room. They're having a sandwich and they didn't ask me if I wanted one.
Yeah, I know, right? Share the wealth.
So, the moral of this, there's a
Yes.
lot of morals you can actually take from this story.
So Michelle needs it for them, please.
Okay. A lot of morals to this story. Michelle might have a friend who gets down on herself and can't see the positive side of something coming. So rather than tell her straightforward, she goes around in a circle because that's the only way she'll listen. Because if you tell her to her straight, she's just going to say, get out of here, get out. But if you tell her to her around in a circle, yeah, she's winking, then she'll listen and know that good things are coming. Stop worrying. So rather than slap her upside the face, she figured she'd go on and tell a story to make her realize what she was trying to tell her all along. That's what I took away from this. You?
What did you take from it?
I'm still in shock that we were painting a picture of the story before we even showed it. I'm sorry, I'm having an aha moment. You know, sometimes when you have those things happen to you, you're kind of like, oh, wow.
Uh-oh. Somebody's not going to share that sandwich with you.
Uh-oh.
It's Kraft cheese, too. It's Kraft. Not toasted, though.
It's not toasted.
Oh, but she's not going to share it.
Oh, grilled. It's grilled. Okay, I can do grilled cheese. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? It may just be bread and cheese sandwiches because you don't
Now let's just slice it in half, put it in the envelope.
So if it's moldy, she could just use it for penicillin. She's always eating penicillin for something, so don't worry about it.
All the time. I think I'll make it work.
Yeah.
No, but where you able, but hopefully everybody, keeps practicing these exercises. And the next time they even sit down maybe and read maybe a child a book or a grandkid a book, they can take them through these types of exercises too, so they can learn too to manifest good things in their life, manifest good positive results with things. Learn how to actually see those C's and D's turn to A's and B's in their head.
Yeah, that's what it is. Half the world has lost their imagination, and in order to manifest or my definition of magic, I mean, it's the same thing to me. You can't see magic, you feel it. But to those out there that are Christian or Catholic, you cannot see Jesus or God, but you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
therefore, it's real to you, just the way magic, positive manifestation is to us.
Correct.
Mhm.
Exactly. I mean, just because I choose to picture Thor, because he's a babe on the TV show. I mean, what the heck? I'll picture Thor as a guy. I don't care.
Hottie.
Oh,
That's
I don't
because he's
like
a
blonde-haired
hottie.
guys. That's a weird thing. I do not like blonde-haired guys.
My favorite though is in when he plays in Ghostbusters. He plays the dumb secretary.
Who is it?
Oh my god.
Oh God, that's funny.
It makes me even
Yeah.
cuter because he's just
Yeah,
so
I just, and that's the thing. I'm not into blonde-haired guys. All the guys I've ever gone out with have always had dark hair. Always.
Yeah, I've never.
Yeah.
I think
I just don't do. I don't know why. Light-haired guys. I don't know why. Anyways,
Because
we
obviously
get
you
off
must be
topic. You know what it is? I've been watching
What?
this new show called The Kingdom. The Last
Uh-huh.
Kingdom. And this dude who plays the main character, holy hell. Sorry.
She's gonna be
Nice. Really nice.
Hottie, from what she
Dark
tells me,
hair,
she's
blue,
like,
blue,
you
blue
gotta read.
eyes. I mean,
She's like, you
gorgeous
gotta
stuff.
watch the story.
Hey, I'm old. I get to dream.
See, Michelle in the chat
Hey, why not?
room, Michelle is sharing that she's Christian and she believes in all that too as well.
Exactly.
And there are a lot of people that are Catholic
Yeah.
and they're not going to sit there and they can
Ooh, I
verbally deny it, but they know in their head
Exactly.
they believe in divine.
Okay, I have a good example. Anybody out there that knows us knows that we talk about Nora Chisello all the time into intuition.
Yes.
Her and her book.
Right.
Love
Right
it.
now,
Right.
she's running a series on her channel about manifesting.
Yes.
She is a Christian. She does believe in God, and she's still working with the positive manifestation. She's got a 31 day something going on. So it's not
Yes.
it's not about religion. We don't put anything in religion. We put about the positive that we can bring out.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
what it is we're about. Even if
Right.
Michelle takes a circle in order to say something because she can't say it to me straight to my face because I won't listen.
Yeah.
Well, but you got it on the story. You heard the story. You listened.
Well, because, I told you, Joe, baby, your show, I'm just being the goofy you.
And you were able, though, to manifest what was going on in your own life and see what you're already manifesting for yourself, unbeknownst to yourself.
Exactly.
What was happening. And somebody else might look at it and say, oh, manifest something totally different and take something totally different from it.
Right.
Exactly.
And you know what I like, because I've actually been following Nora's manifestation.
Yeah.
And doing this approach is different. Like, everybody learns differently. Everyone sees things differently. Some people are verbal. Some people need visual. So this technique was a way to help you if you're a visual person. And I'm hoping that they got the point behind that is that, there's different ways to do things. And you got to learn. You should learn how to do them all, even if it's something new to you, because you're opening up new doors, for more things, more ways, more power. You have more, tools to use to help with manifestation or meditation or whatever it is you're trying to, do.
Right.
Right.
That is very well put like that. And I also, I feel that it's something that, we need to teach our own kids even at home, starting younger these days, because they don't learn that in school anymore. There is no piece of paper and come up with something out of your imagination from a piece of paper. There is none anymore. They don't have time in the schools now.
Yeah, like with me, I had this thing literally, I had my my Sony Handycam when my kids were younger. So, I've always been around cameras. My mother has reel-to-reel video of us when we were little.
Right.
So, it's what it is. It's how you do it. When my kids were little, I told the story, but they had to act it out.
Right.
They had to take over the persona of the parts.
Right. And what's funny is I was watching myself and my emotions I was putting into the way that, I was responding to things. When you learn to imagine, you can reflect as well. You can use your imagery in your mind to reflect the whole day. Think of something that happened that might have made you happy. Okay, what was around me? What was I doing? Was there
Right.
other people involved? Was it something that was just, me? Or if you're angry, what it is, how you feel. You got those rushing emotions. You learn to
Hmm.
view yourself earlier on to reflect and to either make
Right.
changes or, to help, me, I get stuck in my
No,
ways.
you're saying the right thing. You're getting
Yeah,
out
no, I know.
exactly
That's
what
what I
you're
mean.
trying
Like, I'm just, you can really just focus in on you and what you were doing.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That's what I mean by a visual. You can kind of see yourself and see what it is how you respond to things, and you're gonna put the connections together and say, okay, wait a minute, this is what I felt in this moment.
Mhm.
Same thing with the timing during the day. Was it some people are moody at nighttime, some people are moodier during the day. They didn't get enough sleep. So you think about all these things to help change things along the
Mhm.
way, and
Exactly.
that's what helps with meditation, big time.
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely. It definitely
And
does.
it's funny because some people are more like they're able to like say meditate more at night versus people that meditate, are able to meditate more first thing in the morning for them. This type of manifestation and meditation method is something that, I mean, you literally can take you to a doctor's office.
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
not just that. It's really good for anybody, especially children with learning disabilities,
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
Michelle has worked with her own son over this.
Mm-hmm.
Highly
Mm-hmm.
intelligent, now going to college.
Right.
Yep.
And again,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. You have to know, what techniques are good for you because,
Exactly.
I had to find different ways to learn growing up, because I struggled with learning, and I'm not saying, I figured it out. I learned the tools, and a lot of the times for someone like me, it's visual repetition, repetition, repetition. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to reflect. You have to reflect. You have
Right.
to reflect. So it's something I've always learned to do in life, but now it's kind of, pinpoint it a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about you guys out there? Do you guys have different methods or different ways that you learn how to visualize something? Because when I do visualization, I do that through meditation. Not well. I haven't even talked about manifestation, which might be a show coming up. Manifesting Mondays with Christy.
Right. We're trying to kind of get everybody ready
Yeah.
for Manifesting Mondays. We want to
Yeah.
give everybody all the tools and skills that they need to learn how to manifest.
Exactly. It'll be after the
And
move. Of
Yes.
course,
that's
it'll be
right.
after the move, but we were
Mm-hmm.
talking, and I talked to Michelle already about Manifesting Mondays. So that's
Mm-hmm.
going to be a good show that's actually going to be coming up. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Steph and I are going to be working on something for Healing Sundays.
Yes.
So that'll be coming up too. So, and you never know what we're going to do as far as Thursday nights, but that's our constant time slot. Has been since we started. So,
Yes.
and don't forget, Chris Garcia will be here tomorrow night.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, he will be on tomorrow night. He is supposed to appear from 4 to 6. I have to put him back from 5 to 7. So he's going to be
That's
on
right.
from
Time
5 to
zone
7. I have to
differences.
change that.
Okay.
Time zone differences. But
Yeah?
I thank everyone tonight for helping me get the message across to my BFF
You
that
got
she
still
really
20
needs
minutes left to talk. Keep going. Keep going.
to
Keep going, girl.
relax for a minute.
20
Because
minutes.
once she's
Let's go.
already
Come
got
on.
for herself, she's already manifested many, many times for herself. Just was not aware that she was really manifesting these things for herself.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing.
And
You
not
can.
trusting herself for them to
The
happen.
more you think negative from experience, the more you're going to manifest the negative.
Yes.
And the negative is actually going to create and cause anxiety, stress, depression, which actually do cause illnesses.
Yes, they
So
do.
you want to be
I know
careful
so.
what you think. You know how they tell you be careful what you wish for?
Right.
Be careful what you think.
Yeah, because it really will make things happen. And unbeknownst to yourself, you're making it happen. You're making it happen. You're telling yourself
Exactly.
that's what you want to happen. And nope. And you want to teach your kids. You want to teach your kids that positivity. The most exciting day was the first day of school, everybody. Hey, the best day in the world.
And now it's like, oh my God, they're oh yes, go.
Right.
Then when they get out of school and go to work, it's like, can I go back to school?
Yeah, but they lose that. They lost all of that excitement that
Right.
went when all the creativity went out of the school system and it just turned to hard work, hard work, hard work.
Mhm.
People lost those very vital skills they need.
Exactly.
Okay, vital skills that they need, like
Right.
to make their dreams come true.
Exactly. I mean, the more you think negative, the more negativity is actually going to come towards you. The more you think positive, which is why we have a mission statement, and we will
Hmm.
remain positive
Yeah,
always.
yeah, and I mean, I if I can, if and I've seen it happen in all actuality. I've seen this actually happen with children with disabilities as young as like 18 months. My own daughter was like a role model, and I started learning that this actually way back in the time when Tabby was little.
Yeah.
And she was a role model for children with disabilities, and this can go down to the most basic level.
Right.
And we don't need to count on the teachers anymore to do that.
Right.
We can do that. We need to do that because our kids are losing that.
Exactly.
They're
Now,
losing
my
it.
learning disabilities, they're different. I'm dyslexic. I'm dyslexic.
Mhm.
But I have learned to read. But I can write in cursive. But if you put it in front of me, I'm not going to be able to distinguish the letters. Little
Mhm.
secret code for everybody. It'll take me a while to decipher what you're writing in cursive, only because the lettering style is different. And so they worked me on the printing style because that's how books are written. Books are written in printing. So they don't work with you on the in cursive style, which, by the way, if I ever wrote a letter in cursive, my poor child wouldn't even be able to read it.
And you know what the sad part
That
is?
is ridiculous. That's going to be adult secret
Ooh.
code.
It's not even just because,
Yeah.
that's
That's
going to
what
be
it's
like
gonna be.
speaking another language because
Yep.
a lot of children are not taught how to write in cursive.
No, they're not.
Children are not taught how to write, if I'm correct. Because to
Right.
write, you write in cursive. So they learn how to print.
Yeah, but you have to sign your check.
No, they're not going to learn. They don't do it. Now everything's electronic signature.
No, my son had to sign his check.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, no, I know you still sign checks, but what I'm
Yeah.
saying is like a lot of things are going to be eventually
Oh,
computer.
how about that electronic signature that they come now? You just take your finger and you
But you
try
still
write
have to
in
write
it.
in cursive.
I mean, it's kind of scary though because yeah.
Yeah.
But then think about it. The creative part of your brain is what makes you see the cursive writing because of the artistic parts of it.
Right.
Printing is very linear. It takes another part of your brain to learn up, down, straight, across, those basic types of things. So that's why that even children like my son Adam too is the same way. He only learned how to print. He did not learn how to write in cursive.
Oh no, I
Same
can write in
thing.
cursive. I know what I'm saying. It's just hard for me to decipher someone else's writing because everybody has a different style of it.
Which is that's part of it too.
Right.
Adam never even learned. They wiped that right away from his right from his regime, right off the rip. He
Right.
didn't even have to learn how to write in cursive. They only taught him how to write print.
Yeah, they don't
do
teach
it
it
at all
anymore.
now.
They don't
No.
teach it anymore.
So the artistic
Yeah.
part of somebody creating their handwriting, and everybody has their own handwriting that they artistically formulate as
Right.
they're growing up and they're going from grade to grade. That creative part of their brains
Right.
not being
Oh yeah,
tapped into anymore.
they don't write anything. A lot of times, everything's typed. Even in elementary schools now, everything's typed. I mean, I'm sure there's still a lot of schools that unfortunately don't have up-to-date systems and computers, but a lot of the areas now, it's all typing. So they don't know how to write.
Yeah.
I mean, I still as a parent, like my children will write, and I'm like, you need to erase that and rewrite that again because I can't read it. And to them, they get mad and frustrated. Like, no, because it needs to be
It needs to be
eligible.
legible. Yeah.
And the teachers are like, no, it's okay, I can read through. I'm like, how can you read that?
Right? But they do, and then it's sad because even the teachers are just like that creative spark in their teaching nowadays too. I find that to be gone too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We actually
That
have
creative-
somebody else dyslexic in the chat room here. Let me tell you something. Dyslexic people are extremely creative.
Oh yeah.
Yep. You just have to find your style of learning. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a hands-on type of learner. Literally.
Some people are more visual. Some people are more, auditory. Some people are more hands-on. More people, and it all boils down to what your brain processes.
Exactly.
But everybody can do it.
Yeah.
Or you can do it the old-fashioned way with the nuns and walk around and slap your hands until you get it right.
No! I went to a Catholic kindergarten.
See, I heard those stories. I didn't grow up in Catholic anything. So,
I went to a Catholic kindergarten, and that was...
My family was very Catholic, and they went to Catholic school and the whole nine, and they says you learn, you couldn't write with your left hand either. They stop people from writing with their left hand.
Yeah.
I've been told, and I don't know how true this is, but I have a lot of family that's Catholic, so they say that, the left hand thing is a sign of evil, I guess, or like bad spirits and something like that.
Yeah, it is.
They used to.
They switched me from left-handed to right, which is why nobody can read my handwriting. But my son's a lefty.
And you know what, that makes sense, because you know what? They don't want you using your imagination. They don't like you.
Exactly.
The fake stories we watch every day on, TV or movies or whatever, however you do it, it's like you shouldn't watch that because it's no good.
Exactly.
So that's probably what they were doing. They were really trying to stop you from creating that, your images, so that way it wasn't showing the other side of life.
Right. I mean, like an art class.
Yeah.
One of the things my son went through with his teacher is, rather than him being able to create something that he sees in his mind's eye, tell Buddha to behave, or I'm coming over there to beat him. So
yeah, Buddha needs to behave. See?
Yeah. So
saw you, troublemaker.
Couple of times.
Yeah, he's been popping in and out.
Yeah, he's popping in and out of the screen a lot. So, and this is the thing. Rather than them being able to create what it is that they see in their mind's eye, the teacher wants them to copy something.
Yes.
Now, I do understand that, but shouldn't it be their interpretation of what they see? If you go to an art class and you have a model, you cannot tell me that everybody's drawing is exactly the same. It's not.
No.
Everybody has a different interpretation of what it is that they draw, because it's personal to them.
Right.
And that's what it is. That's what it is. And everybody has to have their own interpretation of it.
Right. And those are the lost skills. I mean, if you hand a child a piece of paper and crayons and tell them draw something, most children would look at you like you have two heads. You draw something. What do you mean draw something? I don't know what I'm supposed to draw.
No, my son. He has an art set.
Yeah, my kid's always.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in journaling. My son doesn't journal; he draws.
That's a form. That's a good form.
I need to try that approach,
because they can't get their emotions out, but yet he can draw what he's feeling. Like he had this it was a beautiful. I've never seen such a beautiful tornado funnel cloud in a scenery. He drew it because that's what he was feeling. He was feeling the storm coming at him. That's his way of expressing what it is he was feeling. And some kids, it just works better than the words.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And it's a lost art for a lot of kids, and it's sad because a lot of kids don't even get to even tap into their artistic abilities that way.
Exactly. They don't.
Yeah.
And that's what this is about. It's not just for adults. She wanted to teach you so you could teach your children as well, or your grandchildren, or your nieces, or your nephews. Literally teach you how to do this. And that's what Michelle's style is.
Michelle and Eve. It's been now translated for you now. But yeah. And it also helps get a message across to your friends when they don't want to listen.
Hey, maybe I'll put my current coffee pot on that space right next to the printer, so so that way we can just reach over and, hey, pass this down. I need another cup. Sorry.
Right? That would work. That wouldn't be a bad idea at all, actually. Let's have a little assembly line going. We can always incorporate some child labor, and if Joe's not busy, for him to work, just pass him along the coffee shoot.
I keep saying my kids. Poor things. They asked if they could come with me today, and I'm like, no. But they're ready. We can put them to work.
Oh yeah, tell you, not a problem. You know, or I could read them a story and put them to sleep.
Yes, I think maybe if we do an earlier show, maybe we can do a bedtime story.
You know, that's what it is. That's a good idea, ladies. Hey, how do you guys think about maybe we have Michelle, rather than manifesting, we come on and we all read "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Everybody, every one of us, could read or tell our favorite holiday tale.
Ooh, we have to get dressed up for this.
Ooh, we gotta do that.
Was packed.
Oh,
everything I own is packed.
We can make this work. We could definitely.
Sue, you gotta come over and beat the crap out of you know who.
Does it jingle?
No, it bounces. Yeah, mine bounces.
Jingles.
Yeah.
Jingles.
We're talking crazy hats.
Sorry.
No, it's a circular Christmas hat with a ball on top. So you just go like this and it goes.
No, I was like, something bounces, and I'm like, okay, you know,
yeah, okay, we have a vote for yes. Christmas stories. And I think maybe the week before Christmas, you gotta remember, parents are trying to get ready, they're trying to cook, they're trying to go here, there, and everywhere. So I think it would be a really nice afternoon type show, because I know the kids are getting out soon, so I think that's something we should plan, and we should put together, and we could just read Christmas stories, and you don't have to be a kid, you can sit down and join us too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm down for that. I think it's something that should be for everybody.
Yes, exactly.
You know, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to, you know, story time. I like a good story. You know what I mean? And it's a valuable skill, guys. So
and I think we should try to sneak in a little bit about St. Nicholas too, because you know he's definitely
how about Odin?
Oh, see.
Yeah, see, I do Odin.
Probably could do a couple.
Joe does Odin.
I just seen something yesterday on St. Nicholas. I mean, to me, growing up, like I said, I never had a real, like, my family's Catholic, but they didn't grow, you know, we
do Odin.
So Christmas to me was, you know, the American Christmas. It's all about, but I know deep down inside that's not what it's all about. So to me, it kind of like, I'm like, you know,
yeah. You can definitely talk about the origins. We'll talk about the origins of all that. That'd be pretty cool. And I'll actually have a phone number where kids can call and talk to Santa directly.
Ooh, you should give the number now. Do you have it?
I'm gonna have to make sure it you know, Santa said I can give it away.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, because only the good little boys and girls are supposed to be having this. Santa's limiting it to it. You already know you're on the bad list. Hey, you know, my man. I'm just kidding. No, Santa will take calls from everybody, but we will definitely have Santa's phone number for everyone next time.
Right.
And I'll have the website where we can actually track Santa on Christmas Eve and see where Santa's at all over the world.
Yep.
We'll have a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of fun.
So. I think so.
Yes.
Oh, and then also there's the magic of the reindeer food, which I'm going to have to teach the mommies and daddies the magic of the reindeer food.
Yeah, we could. That's what I'm saying. The show we do with the storytelling, we can have. There's a lot of cute little things out there that you can do at home around this time to bring up the spirit of Christmas with your children and get them all excited. I mean, they're already excited for the gifts, so that's part.
Yeah.
But you want to get them to see more than just the gift of Christmas.
Exactly.
There's more than just the gifts at Christmas time. So it's very important. And I mean, I think this year's the first year that I'm actually, you know, I'm very stressed out about it. I'm not looking forward to it, but I am at the same time, because I know in my head I'm a mom and I have children, and they don't know what's going on in the outside world, and a lot of people are not happy right now, and that's the sad thing, because we're supposed to be. It's supposed to be a time of joyness and trying to find that again. So there's going to be something that we could, you know, do on the show.
Big kids can come to story time too.
Yes,
big kids can come too.
Absolutely, absolutely,
definitely.
And which one of us is going to sing the Christmas carols?
I haven't sang since my husband passed.
I haven't sang.
We could have all the aunts and uncles do it. You know how they are. They do. Well, it would be in Portuguese. Everyone would have to understand it in Portuguese. But they love doing it.
Don't leave it out of the Portuguese accents. We'll need to have like the words underneath. Because it's not Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy
Yes, Merry
Yule.
Christmas. That's right.
Happy Yule.
Boy, what does Santa Claus bring you? Were you a good boy? You make for good girl this year. Oh, yes. That's how they talk. If you
All
ever have
right,
in
people.
your house,
We are actually getting ready to close off the show. I just wanted to mention, if you'd like to be a guest on the ATU Network, email us at atunetwork@gmail.com. You can find us on the web under www.awakeningtheunknown.com. We are also on Facebook under Awakening the Unknown, YouTube Awakening the Unknown, Twitch ATU Network, and Awakening the Unknown. You pretty much can find us anywhere. Channel 95, cable access. You can find our shows live on TV there. I've got to cut some more and bring some more over to her.
Xfinity, right?
Yep, Xfinity cable. Yep, you can also ask Alexa. You can find us on iHeartRadio. You pretty much can find us just about anywhere. So even for the holidays, you will never be alone. And don't forget, if you'd like to become a sponsor for the ATU Network, just drop us a line, drop us an email, send us a message. If you'd like to do a one-time donation, or, if you'd like to do a permanent monthly donation, or you have a new business you want us to sponsor, you'd like a commercial on the air, let us know. We'd be happy to work with you and see what we can do. So,
and if you want us to come out to your event, you just give us that same little shout out at atunetwork@gmail.com, and Awaken the Unknown will be happy to come out and broadcast for your event.
Yes,
MC
especially
or provide any
our
other
local
services that we
followers. If you
can.
need us to come out and do something, we're definitely,
just remember, I'm without a car right now.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Silly rabbit. Wait a second, kids.
Silly rabbit.
Oh my god, I just flashed on Captain Kangaroo.
Oh.
Help me! Sorry. I still see his mustache and his white hair. Yeah, I visualize too much for my childhood now.
If I never heard of it.
Alright, people, tomorrow night, 5 to 7, Chris Garcia. It was supposed to be 4 to 6. It's scheduled for 4 to 6. I gotta fix that. I do have an appointment that came up last night I gotta take care of. And I want to thank everybody for being here with us tonight. And I am looking for the close, and that's why I keep stalling as I'm talking. So I found it. So, hey, peace out. Love you guys.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Awakening the Unknown with Susan Swanbeck and Michelle Sullivan here on the ATU Network. For more information on upcoming shows and appearances, be sure to follow us on Facebook and on the web at
By the way, they both got caught up by the story.
Done by Queen Brady Decium.
They both got caught up by the story of the frog. Good night.